A disc jockey or DJ is a performing artist who remixes various kinds of music at discotheques, clubs, parties, live shows, etc., building an ambiance, moving the crowd, and taking the audience on a musical journey. Turntablism is the art of manipulating sounds and creating music using turntables and a DJ mixer. The use of the turntable as a musical instrument has its roots dating back to the 1930s, 1940s, and 1950s, when Music Concrete and other experimental composers, such as John Cage, used them to sample and create music that was entirely produced by the turntable.
A disc jockey is a person who plays, reloops, mix, scratch, fades, a lot of things DJs do.
I always look for the best student in the class. Best student in the class might not be best mathematics student, might not be best English student, might not be best in any subject. You know, a good DJ for me, definition would be the guy that is, or the lady that is able to, you know, score good marks in all areas. All areas will mean in terms of skills, in terms of management, in terms of PR, in terms of personality, in terms of perception, in terms of delivery, in terms of even setup, you know.
DJ stands for disc jockey, and that's basically a male or a female that can mix two songs together, interact with the crowd, entertain the crowd.
I think a good DJ is a combination of a lot of things. It's about playing the right music, technically mixing the right music into the right music.
I mean, there are a lot of stories about how DJs got discovered, but the one that I can easily, vividly remember is the Jam Master Jay story of how Jam Master Jay used to play at parties and how he used to bring back turntables, which were these exact ones. He would bring them back on the vinyl records, scratch them forward, scratch them back. That was the time scratching was, you know, discovered. It was, some stories has it that it was discovered in Jamaica. It was Jamaican DJs who started DJing. Another story traced it back to the US in New York back in the days, who started DJing. We in Africa, we put it back to DJ JIMMY JATT, who is the mentor, the alpha and omega of DJ in Africa.
The Nigerian industry is fast growing with even new, yet still better faces coming into the business and making it hotter and even taking us urban. Among these set of people in the industry are the DJs in Nigeria today. There are more than a bunch of skillful hands in the industry that rock the sound waves with a lot of hot music with their artistry of spinning record discs. Being a DJ has become a big profession over the years, with the likes of DJ JIMMY JATT, DJ Neptune, and DJ Spinnall, amongst other top DJs gaining prominence in the music industry.
DJs make music circulate. DJs are like media for the music. I can call them sound PRs.
DJs are extremely important in the music industry, given that they directly play music to the consumers and interact with consumers on a more regular basis than the musician. These disc jockeys also clearly understand the music taste of the fans, given their direct and regular interaction. They are very vital in introducing new music to the music consumers. DJs are known as the middlemen between the listeners and artists with good music.
Without DJs, most of these records that has been released in the past will probably just remain in the studios of where it was released and not get far. Like if you look at back at when the likes of Davido, Wiz, that era when they came out, it was collective efforts of DJs, media guys that was able to push their music to the world. And that's always been like that all year long. There are DJs in every category, DJs in every level, who collectively push the song out through repeated plays, through constant plays, through promotions, through remixes, through mixtapes, through compilations, through playlists. These songs get heard. DJs DJ everywhere.
I think the artist feels like, okay, once we get off the studio after the song has been produced, let's spread it to the radio stations. But trust me, how many radio stations in the country are you going to get to? But if you can access the DJs, every day you have the DJs who are playing at different bars, you have DJs who play on radio, you have DJs who travel around the world.
I think the DJ is very important when it comes to that, because I mean, if there was no DJs, we won't really be able to, people won't really be able to hear music. So like even at the club, I was in Ghana recently and I heard this Ghanaian jam while I was there. And I'm like, whoa, this jam is fire. I can't wait to play it as soon as I get back tonight. You get what I mean? So as soon as I got back, my first set I was playing, I played the song. People didn't know the song, but people were dancing.
In the past, DJs were not commonly in the public eye, though some of them were popular, but the popularity was majorly with their names and not faces. Nowadays, most DJs now compete favorably with celebrities, and they now have celebrity status.
It took us just too long to realize, how important the DJ is around here. It's not a new thing. DJs have always been, big celebrities, across the world. Maybe they're bigger now, but they've always been big. In Europe, in America, DJs have always been, as far back as the late 80s and early 90s, very big brand DJs, big name DJs.
There's a time you crawl, there's a time you walk, and there's a time you fly. And it doesn't come fly, crawl, walk. It's a process. When I started, I had no manager. I did things by myself. People call it celebrity status. I just think it's the normal way of doing business. If you want to book any DJ around the world, that's how you book them. You book them through their management, through their agencies, or through their label, or
people need to realize that, you're planning an event in Nigeria, and I speak for my own immediate environment. In Nigeria, you're planning an event, you booked an artist or several artists, you paid for venue, you've paid for sound, lights, and everything, and then you then claim you don't really have a budget for a DJ. And then you manage to get one. On the day of the event, you realize the DJ is the most important person there. Because first of all, it's going to be the one there before the show starts. It starts the show, it warms up the place. It's going to be the one there when everybody's done. But it's done because it needs to keep the people going, after party type thing.
That always happens. I've been at events when artists are supposed to be out on stage by 10 p.m. and it's nowhere to be found until 12 p.m. So I have to play for 2 hours non-stop to just get the crowd excited, to make sure the crowd doesn't leave before the artists get there. I bridge the gap in his absence, and that doesn't mean my money I get paid for that. I don't get paid for that. They just call you to fill in the gap at award shows when they're supposed to present an award to one person. The presenter is not around, or the awardee is not around, or the award or the plaque itself is not there. The DJs come in.
Overall, technology has changed the face of DJing over the last decade, as the ever-improving music technology gives DJs a massive toolbox that makes playing and making music truly innovative and interactive.
There are two sides to it. It's a blessing, and to some extent it's not so much of a blessing. It's a blessing in terms of someone like me coming from DJing in the late 80s, 90s, early 90s and all that, where I go to an average party with about 500 records, and 500 records will mean about 5 crates of records, and 1 crate is this much and it's heavy, So moving around or being mobile as a DJ at that time was very cumbersome.
I can remember back then when, mentors I used to look up to back then were DJing on vinyl records. They were basically just DJing on this record. Songs were recorded side A and side B, and side A is 15 minutes, side B is 15 minutes, The likes of Fela will play instruments only for 7 minutes, 50 seconds and sing for maybe 3 minutes, and the side A is done. Side B, so you have to buy a lot of this.
Without technology, there will be no DJ, because music in itself is created from technology. From computers, from keyboards, is all one form of technology or the other. You know what I mean? If there was no technology, I think everybody would be singing a cappella.
It has damaged a whole lot of things, right? And it's not just in Nigeria, Africa, it's all around the world, because right now your gateman can wake up tomorrow and say, Oga, I know they work again, bye-bye. And then he gets his hand on a laptop and then gets one of these softwares that can enable you sync songs together, and then the guy becomes a DJ.
Technology has taken a bit away from the true essence of DJing, you know, the vinyl feel, which we still have there, Serato and all that, but you know, a lot of DJs rather work with some other technology, new technologies like, you know, the controllers, the CD, you know, decks and all that. Of course, Serato in itself, you know. So it makes every Tom, Dick, and Harry wakes up in the morning and say, I'm a DJ.
Apart from their unfailing skills to spark up events and shows, most top Nigerian DJs have gone steps ahead by owning copyrights to songs through collaborations with musicians, and some of them are signed to record labels as a result.
Don't say, how it today. Cool DJ JIMMY JATT. One time, Starboy, we go. Come on.
Where you did when I did hustle for money, hustle for money. When I did hustle every day, I did hustle, I did stay with mommy, I put my life on the line, my brother, it wasn't funny. So now the music and the
DJs are getting into music now because, I mean, it's about time. A lot of us have been playing music for so many years. Trust me, you can't even mess with a DJ's library. You know what I mean? We have loads and loads of songs. So I think all a DJ does really is listen to music. So I think DJs know what kind of music people want to listen to. They know the kind of sounds that would make you move your body. So I think it's about time that, you know, they get into the studio and create that for people to listen to.
This is the country where you see rappers acting as pop artists.
These top celebrity DJs bear their minds on the problem facing the disc jockey industry.
First of all, I'll change our fees because, I mean, they pay like artists so much money to come and perform for about 30 minutes. And a DJ is there from the beginning of your event to the very end, which is about 5 to 6 hours. Carrying heavy equipment, setting up, you know, doing sound check, you know, doing all that, and then you pay them probably half of what you pay the artist.